welcome to today's class in the Michsurd Academy. So today we are going to be looking at quadratic equations. Okay, now in quadratic equations, we have a general form of this quadratic equation to be ax²+bx+c to be equal to 0. So these equations are equations that have their highest power to be what? To be 2. So such equation we refer them as what? Quadratic equation. So like here now, if you watch, the highest power of the variable x here is what? Is 2. So that makes it a quadratic equation. So now we have to also note that a should not be equal to what? 0. Where we are representing a, b, c as numbers, okay? So a should not be equal to 0, because if a is equal to 0, that means that everything here will cancel out, making this equation to reduce to a linear what? Equation. Okay, so we must make sure that a is not what? Equal to what? 0. Alright, so we also have the different methods that we can use to solve this quadratic equation to get the roots of this what? Quadratic what? Equation. So we have the first method here. We can use the factorization method. We can use the completing the square method. We can use the formula what? Method. So in this video, we are going to be looking at the factorization method, okay, to solve this quadratic equation. So let us say we have an equation. Let's say we have x²+6x plus 8 to be equal to 0. This is a typical quadratic equation, okay, because the highest power there is what? Is 2, okay, for that variable. Alright, so now for the factorization method, so we are considering the factorization method here. So what we have here is x²+6 plus 6x plus 8 is equal to what? 0. Okay, so we are going to take note of some terms here. Let's look at this middle term, 6x, okay, the one that have the variable as what? X, okay, with the highest power to be 1. So we are going to call that one the sum. So the sum there is what? Is 6x, okay. Now, if you look at the other two ends, where we have x squared and what? 8, okay. If we take the product of them, or we multiply x squared times 8, we are going to have what? 8s what? Squared, okay. If you multiply the term that you have here and the term that you have here, you're going to have what? 8s what? Squared. So this becomes our what? Our product, okay. So that means we have the sum and we have the what? Product, okay, in this what? System. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to look for a number, okay, or two numbers that if we add them up together, we are going to have what? The sum, which is 6x, okay. And if we multiply these same two numbers together, we are going to get what? The product, okay. Now, let's think of a number. If we pick, let's say 3 and 3, okay. You see that if you add up 3 and 3, you get what? 6, okay. Let's say 3x plus what? 3x, we get what? 6x. But if you multiply 3x and 3x, you won't get what? 8x squared. What you have is what? 9x squared. So this will not satisfy the condition, okay. But if we think of another number, let's say 2x and what? And 4x, okay. So if we add up 2x plus 4x, we are going to have what? 6x. And if we multiply this same 2x times 4x, we are going to have what? 8s what? Squared. So that means that 2x and 4x satisfy this what? Condition. Okay? So in such a way that we are going to pick 2x and 4x. So what we do now is we have this equation here, okay, or the equation which is x²+6x. Now, for the sum, instead of writing 6x, we can then write 2x plus what? Plus 4x. Okay, so that what we are going to have is 2x plus what? 4x, which is what? Our 6x. Okay, so we have plus what? 8, which equals to what? 0. So we have formed a new equation here, okay, which still is in line with this our original equation. So now we are going to factorize in factorization, we are going to pick at terms, okay, of factors that are common on what? On both sides. So you can also check a video on factorization from the Michsurd Academy. We have a video for that so that you can understand better. Alright, so what we do is, let's make it easy. We are going to group this into two. We have this part and this other part. So this is the first part, this is the second part. So we factor for the first part, we have x and x in this part, so that we factor out x. What is remaining is what? Is x here. Then we have what? 2 remaining. Okay. Then plus here we can factor out 4, okay, because we have 4 as a factor here, and 4 is also a factor here. So we have what? X plus what? 2, okay, because if you multiply through, you will get back this. So everything equals to 0. Now the beauty of it is that what we have in this bracket must be exactly with what we have in this other bracket. So like you can see, we have x plus 2 and we have what? X plus 2 inside this bracket. So that what we are going to do is we are going to pick one of the brackets, okay? So that what we have is one of the brackets here, we can say 2x plus 2, okay? Then we have this factor here, x, plus this one, factor here, 4, okay? So that what we are going to have is x plus 4 is also another factor out of that what? Equation. So you can now see that if you see this in mathematics, if you see x, y is equal to 5, that means that it's either our x, okay, if x, y is equal to 0, it's either x is 0 or our y is what? Is 0. So that's what we are going to do here. We are going to say is either we have x plus 2 to be equal to 0, or we have that x plus 4 is equal to what? 0. So you can now see that our x here will be equal to, let's say this is our x1, okay? We are solving for this. So that 2 move over to this side, we have minus 1, 2, okay? And then our x2, let's say that this is our x2 here, okay? So that if 4 move over to this side, it becomes what? Minus what? 4. Okay, so that becomes the what? The root of the what? Equation. So we have that x is equal to minus 2, or our x is equal to what? Minus 4. So we have used the factorization method here to solve this what? Equation. So in the next video, we are going to use the completing the square method to solve this same question and see if it will give us the same solution as we have in the factorization method. Okay, so we end here for today. And also ensure if you are new to this channel, subscribe to the channel and also click the notification bell to get series of videos that will be coming from the Michsurd Academy. So see you in the next video.